Good deal. Look at all the people coming in. Hey, there's Anna.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the eXp Seniors Network. Online, offline, modern marketing to the 55 plus market. Woo-hoo-hoo! I'm going to give this over to Jim so he can welcome our superstar speakers from eXp Young Professionals.
Oh, come on, Eve. You did a great job of doing that. But yeah, this is great. First of all, our first event of the year. How about that? And we took a whole bunch of input that you all sent us about, hey, what would you like to see this year, and how can we be better presenters, and how can we find more content that's relevant to what you need. And this is a result of that. We heard a lot of folks that said we want to understand how to use social media better. We know that in our senior market, the people that we're marketing to, um, they are very adept with social media. They may not be technologically sound, but they all use the technology. They all use Facebook. They all use some type of social media to find what they need. How can we be better marketers? How can we be better realtors in that realm? So today we have Lauren from Dallas Fort Worth, and we have Shirin from San Diego, California. And they've told us that we are experts in this. We know everything there is to know about it. And by the time we're done with this, you all are going to know everything there is to know about that.
Mhm.
And if not, you will have their contact to reach out to for more information. So I am really excited. And if you let me go further, I'll talk for the next hour and you guys won't get a thing out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Shireen, who said that she wants to jump in here first.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Jim. And thank you, Eve, for having us. This is a great opportunity for us to get together and contribute and collaborate with the eXp Network. I'm Shirin Alipanah. I live in San Diego. I'm with San Diego Homes and Estates team. And we joined the eXp April of 2023 and could not be happier. Like, that's one of the best moves that we made, right? So again, so happy to be here. Just a quick background on me. I'm technologist by trade, so I do a lot of work in technology space, and how I kind of bring it to real estate space. That's where my passion lies, right? How we can marry technology with real estate. That is kind of when you look at it and you compare different industries and different spaces, the kind of some sort of outdated industry, right? When it comes to technology, there's so many things that we are using that it's still like what developed 20 years ago. But again, we are catching up, right? So we're getting there. So that's my passion. But today is all about how we are combining the traditional way of marketing to what I call transitional, because there is this phase in between, right? Between traditional and modern, and there's somewhere in between that we kind of bridge that gap. So that's what Lauren and I are going to cover today. And we kind of are tag teaming on this one because we both are focusing on this community. We are focusing on this space, but we are coming at it from different angles, and we have different ways, different methodologies that really work for us. And combining them together, I think that's where the power lies. So with that, I am going to share my screen. I promise it's not going to be worthy and lengthy slides, but I just want to talk about a few things, and then we'll get going. All right, let's do that. And can everybody see my screen? Yes. Lauren, here you are. See? Awesome. Okay. So just quick stats. I'm pretty sure most of you know that, but World Health Organization, they made an announcement end of last year. Basically, their stats, they did a worldwide research on this one. Between 2015 and 2050, the global population of 60 plus community is going to double from 12% to 22%. And why is that important to us? Because eXp is a global company. So this is a global opportunity for all of us, right? From doubling that population. So that's a huge opportunity, huge space to get into and be there when the need arises. And on the right, you see PRB, that is that announced in the United States, the population of 65 and older is projected to increase from 58 million to 82 million by 2050. That's 47% increase. And that means, again, huge opportunity within the United States that we want to get into the space and community and be the expert, the known, the preferred, and a realtor of choice when they come to real estate needs in space. But before we get into that, and I'm not a psychologist, and I don't want to get into psychology, but for whatever we do, whatever space we are in, and for anything that we do, we have to have a why, we have to have a purpose and passion. And what is your purpose? Because again, getting into the space just because it's a great opportunity, because we're going to have a huge population increase in this space, that's not just the why, that's just the opportunity, right? But everybody needs to have the purpose of why you want to be in this space. And one of the things, very brief, I'm not going to talk about my whole family history, is because of my own personal story around my dad. When he was 90 and he was living in Iran, he was diagnosed with cancer. Before that, they actually switched the house, they bought a condo. When they bought a condo, they were in good health and they would walking up and down the stairs, no elevator. When he was diagnosed with cancer, he went through chemo at 90, he could not walk. So he couldn't leave that condo for 4 years until he passed away in there. So that became my personal passion to get into space, to the space, and do my side, my story, tell my story, and do my part to make sure that doesn't happen to somebody else, right? And this is my why. So think about your why and think about why you want to be in this space, right? Other than the bigger opportunities. Just a couple of things, and again, this is nothing new, but there are 4 big categories that you need to focus on when you're talking to senior community. Emotional attachment is the top one based on all the research and statistics that have been done in this space, because they have lived in their home for many years. They had kids there, they had kids married there, they had grandkids there. So there's a huge emotional attachment when it comes to making any changes in that space. And then it comes to their physical limitation, disabilities that they have, and what kind of the facilities they need to be in when they get to 65 and older, and their financial consideration. Most of them are obviously retired, right? So what is their financial situation today? And what is the projected financial situation in 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now? Because that's the long-term plan that we need to work with them on. And again, some the health and their well-being, some of them, they might require more care, more service provider, more in-home care or facility-based services and all of that than the others. So again, you need to consider all these 4 categories when you're working in this space. So my story and how I go about building connections in this space. So I'm one of the board members with is nonprofit organization called VillageCore. And what we do at VillageCore, you can see it's connecting, sharing, and learning. So we are a resource hub for senior community. So my role is basically the chief marketing officer for the organization, and offering different types of resources, educational material, bringing service providers together, providing online educational sessions. So if you, and again, I'll pull up the YouTube in a minute, but if you go to our YouTube channel, I actually conduct weekly webinars every Friday at 12, except today, because I'm here, and provide different types of different resources and material, different educational tips and tricks and all of that. It's only 30 minutes, not too long, because again, there's attention spam and there's a focus that we need to consider. And again, we don't want to keep them online for too long, right? That's, again, there are so many studies around that. And what do I do in these sessions, right? Once a month, I talk about real estate trends. I talk about the market. I talk about whatever that is related to the housing, the real estate trends, the market that applies in the space that I work in. Other 3 weeks, I don't talk about real estate. What I do, I bring service providers. One of them would be a mortgage expert who talks about reverse mortgage and how they can actually go about using their equity and then apply to other things that they need in their life. Another weekend, I bring another service provider. For example, somebody who does subscription-based medical services. That's a new concept in San Diego. I don't know if any of you have heard that, but there's two amazing physicians. They started the subscription model medical services for those who are Medi-Cal or Medicare and those who do not have insurance. Very affordable, and this was very well received within the community. And so anyways, there are so many service providers that they want to be part of this program. They want to offer services. They want to educate the senior community because education is the key. And also there are some folks that we work with that they are sponsors, they are donors. So we connect these groups together where they can donate to these causes. They can donate to these facilities where they can provide more value, more services to the senior community. So the other side of this is when you start working with these service providers, the companies, organizations, it could be a company of 5 people that they work together and they started these, like, let's say, in-home care services, or it could be a larger organization like AARP or whatever you name it, right? These could be our partner, like corporate partners. And I don't know if you've heard about this program that eXp offers that's called Bundle Select. And that is corporate partnership. So what happens with Bundle Select is you go to this, I go to this organization and I say, hey, now that we are working together, so you're part of our affiliate services and we're providing all of these services and education and all of that to this community. I am offering you a different program, different award program that you can offer to your employees, to your clients, to your own affiliates, where if they do any sort of real estate transaction, buying, selling, or renting, they will get 20% of the commission back. And guess what? They all love it. You know why? Because it doesn't cost them anything, but it's a differentiator for them, because when they talk to these senior individuals, they say, oh, you're ready to move to a service-based facility, for example, so you can't live alone, so you have to sell the house and all of that. I can put you in touch with Shirin, who offers this amazing program that if you sell this house with her, you're going to get 20% of the commission back. And guess what? That could actually pay you your first and second month at this facility. So it's a win-win for everybody here. Clients is happy, they get 20% back. It's completely handled by eXp. Their system is built, the platform back and everything is built. I don't do anything around that. It's completely legal. They are offered, I think they are offered in about 48, 49 states, as far as I know, in the United States. And the service provider is happy because that's, again, one of their differentiators, because others don't offer that kind of service. And obviously, it's beneficial for all of us. So it's a win-win for everybody in this program. So that's all kind of bringing this whole concept of community together. It's like working together where everybody wins, not just me or service provider. Just a couple other things that, again, it's working for me, and I'm in the process of kind of getting into some of these spaces, is getting specialized in some of the areas, right? Working in the senior community requires specific knowledge around so many things, around how to design, how the design should work, like what is the aging in place, right? Most of the people, when you tell them, like, they don't really know what aging in place means, right? How they have to look at the house design, how they have to declutter the house, how they have to think about, like, again, long-term planning and then what's going to look like. And there are so many organizations that they provide these types of education certification programs. One of the famous, the well-known ones, obviously, is SRES certification. I'm sure everybody is aware of that. Another really, really good organization is called Age Safe certification organizations. So they provide different levels, different phases of the aging process and certification specific for those age groups. And also having these service providers, building the network of these providers that I call them your board of advisors, board of directors, is very important. Those people that you trust, you work with, because you want to make sure that you bring these people together that you have worked with. You know that they do quality work, they are transparent, and you can trust them to put them in touch with this community that they may be a little vulnerable here and there, because, again, That's why we are here, to provide the value to them, right? And then this community requires a very specific, personalized, hyper-personalized communication content. And I learned that a little bit of a hard way when I started like doing drip campaigns that I used to do regularly for these folks, and they didn't like that. So there's a specific ways to go about it, and I'm going to pull up one example to show you what really worked well, how clear, concise, and transparent you need to be. So those are very important things. This is the first step. This is what I did. So I pulled a list of homeowners in specific zip codes that I'm basically farming, those who have lived in their homes for more than 30 years. And this was my first email campaign to them. If you can see, most of it is nothing to do with real estate. All I have, my logo, because I obviously has to be there, but I started talking about this organization, the Resource Hub. I introduced the Resource Hub. I talked to them about what we do. I provided links in this email. And this was for Christmas. So I said, hey, by the way, as this is one of the gifts that I'm going to give you. This is free memoir writing services using our newest AI tool. And provided the link here and said, hey, you want to get your free memoir? Click here, fill out this form, and you'll get it in 48 hours, right? And in the second page, subtly, I started kind of putting links. It's like, hey, you want to learn a little bit about mortgage? If you want to look at the trends and all of that, here are the links. So these are really for your information only. And this is just me, by the way. I am a board member of VillageCore, and I'm here if you have any real estate questions. So it was very, very subtle. It was not like promotional email at all. It was more like, hey, I want to provide value to you. I want to bring resources to you. And if you have any questions, I'm here to answer any of them, right? And whoops, sorry. Oh, I actually, so this was it. So this is the part where I say bridging the gap of technology in this community. So this was so simple. It was built so simply. We basically make it so simple for basically anybody that could fill it out. That you could click on the link here, fill out a very simple Google Sheet, Google questionnaire, and it would spit out about 13 pages of memoir that it's just beautifully narrated and done. I did one for me and I read it and I'm like, oh my God, this is actually me. Well, this is amazingly amazing, right? You kind of start liking yourself a bit more after you read that. So beautifully done. We got so many responses and requests for this one because, again, you have to pay to get these done professionally. And then when they did that, I mean, it was free. They had nothing to lose. So we got a lot of them. And part of that, guess what? We are getting responses back. We are communicating with them, right? So because we are emailing this back to them. So it opens up the communication, which is warm. And then what's next? So this is where I say the modern, traditional, transitional marketing and strategy come together, right? So I go back to basics after this. So now that the door is open, now that they know me, not just a real estate expert or advisor, but also somebody who brings value to their life, brings resources to their life. I actually care about them, right? If they have questions, they're texting me right now, right? Next thing I do, I'm going to go knock on the door and I'm going to say, hey, thank you for opening that email, by the way. And because I saw that they opened the email, because VillageCore has the options for you to see who opened it, what the open rate was, if they read it, they viewed it, they clicked it. So all these are built in VillageCore, right? So thank you for opening it. Did you find it valuable? Did you find it useful? Like what parts did you read the most? What resources resonated with you? Do you know anybody that could benefit from these newsletters and these information? So these are the conversation that I start with, and I say, hey, by the way, if you want to know the value of your home, if you have a friend who's looking in this area, blah blah whatever, I would be happy to do that, right? So it's much of a warmer conversation and discussion versus like, oh my God, here I am, I'm going to sell your house, right? But again, this is a process. This is, that's what they call it, like a campaign. It's more of a campaign, right? So it's that emails will continue with different kinds of information. calling them. It's kind of, I call it semi-warm cold calling because it's kind of warmed up a little bit. There are mailers, the senior community, they love receiving postcards. They still love getting these calendars. So that's one of the things that is on the list. There are some text messages, some of them, they still good. They want to receive text messages. And also community events. So one of the things that we are planning is having a Valentine's Day photo shoot at the community, right? Set it up at the park or a library or community or their community center, and then offer it for free, right? And then once they take that, you print it, and then guess what we do? We actually hand deliver it to them. That's another touch point, right? You're there just before Valentine's Day, say, hey, here we are, there's your photo. So we just want to make sure you get it and all of that. So it's all about, again, my focus is all about building the community, providing the value where I don't have to hard sell. It just, everything comes together. And then when you provide value, the people come to you, right? That's the whole point. So with that, I want to pass it on to amazing Lauren, who's going to talk about the social media aspect of this, where it all, at the end of the day, it all ties together, and we bring this amazing work together in the community.
Shirin, thank you. Guys, I'm so grateful to be here today. I want to tell you, I bring the heat, I bring the energy, I move very quickly. But at the end of my presentation, I will have a QR code that you can scan. And if you want to get on my calendar for 15 minutes to recap any of this, or if you've got questions, I am always here to help, okay? So let's see. I've only had 2 energy drinks today. Eve or Jim, I'll let y'all answer some questions while I'm getting into my presentation here.
Lauren, you don't need any energy drink.
I feel like a slacker here.
There you go.
Okay.
So the question that came in was about that AI that you're giving them for free. Is that a paid subscription that you have, or how do you obtain that for people?
The back end of that, so that's where my technology side comes into play. So back end of that is ChatGPT, basically. So what I did, overlaid another app on top of it, and it just uses ChatGPT in the back end and just creates it. So it's free. You can use the free version. I have a paid subscription to ChatGPT, $20 a month, because I use the advanced version, but you can use it with free version as well.
So that sounds like a class in itself, overlaying an app. So
absolutely, and I would love to do that one day. Like I can go into AI and I can talk about how you can overlay some of these on top of ChatGPT, and that's how a lot of new startup companies are out and about these days. That they offer like, oh my God, we're gonna do like the video AI. Are we gonna do this AI? So what they do, they use ChatGPT, and then they put another layer on top of that where it kind of turns some of these services into specific niche areas. That's all.
Sound incredible. Anybody? Any hands up? Thumbs up for information like that?
I'm available on Monday afternoon.
There you go. See,
right.
That's why her presentations are so incredible, guys. And I hope you find value in both of ours. So let's dig into this. I have got a presentation for you guys. If you've got questions at any time, please drop them into the chat. My husband's on this call too, who's also with eXp, and I told my husband admin to be taking notes. So, okay, here we go, guys. Social media takes a lot of money from us and a lot of time. So why would we not maximize this, right? They call it doom scrolling for a reason. You're just sitting here scrolling, looking at everybody else's posts. Well, now it's time for us to take back the money, us to take back our time and maximize this, right? So I call this, so in a friendly way, money makers and social media shakers, because we're shaking it up, baby. We're going to keep moving and grooving. So here we go. Where I want to start with y'all today is we are going to cover a few things. I'm going to cover about Facebook business pages. You're building a Facebook ad, your personal Facebook page, which is very, very important. Project mute. Why people mute you on social media and why they find you boring. It happens to me. And apps to simplify social media. Okay, so the first statistic I want to show y'all, And if you ever need statistics, one of the websites that I use the most is statista.com. Use statista.com. It is a great website to add any sort of statistics to your presentations. Basically, by the year 2027, half of the world population is going to be on social media. Half of the world population is going to be on social media in the next 3 years. How can we take advantage of this? How can we capitalize this and maximize it, right? Well, I'm telling you kind of how I did things. And just briefly, I want to tell you, I am 34 and based out of Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. I've been licensed for over 7 years. I started on a mega team doing hundreds of homes per year and found my way over to eXp after we left the red and black sign that everybody knows. And eXp single-handedly in the past 2 years has changed my life and my business. And my husband, who's on this call, we got him out of corporate 8 months ago and he joined my team. Social media will change your life if you let it and if you use it in the right way, okay? So Shirin said something very specific about what happened to her father, about how her father was 90 years old, going through chemo treatments, lived in a 4th floor of a condo, or whatever floor of a condo, and could not leave his property for 4 years, and that was her why. My mom died when I was 24 years old suddenly from complications from surgery. And her and my dad were married for 24 years, and she died like that in 30 days. Right after she died, my dad was inundated with phone calls from agents that were just brutal, guys. I mean, it's brutal. And I understand both aspects to it, but I'm a big lover and I'm a very aggressive lover. And it just didn't sit right with me watching my dad grieve the loss of his, of his wife. And people are like, are you going to sell your home? Oh, sorry about that. What, can I bring you a cash offer? People were knocking on our doors. She left me an inheritance. I'm very blessed. And I ended up purchasing my first home. I found my agent through Zillow. At the closing table, she asked me, have you thought about a career in real estate? And here I am 7 years later. So my passion about social media and about everybody's success, we've got 50 people on this call, and I am very adamant on saying this, and I hope every single person hears me. If you made under 6 figures last year, that is the last year that will happen. We are in a massive opportunity right now to take money from the internet. You don't have to go door knock. You don't have to go cold call. You don't have to be asking Aunt Susie if she's going to buy her next house with you. Go into the stranger aspect of social media, and that's where we're going. That's where we're taking this from. So thank you for listening to my little background and give you an idea of what you can expect. Okay. So right here. While I'm going into this. Okay. So we already know half of the world population is going to be on social media by the year 2027. How am I going about this? And typically, what am I personally using for my lead sources and conversion rates and closings? Facebook is the #1 opportunity I have. I'm really big on Instagram, though I don't have a large following. I am very purposeful about posting and about connecting with people. And Facebook is easily the most simple and quick to implement, as I said on here, feature. So a couple of different things that we're going to go through today. Facebook ads, property tours being posted, buy-sell trade groups, local business interviews, and vendor partnerships on Facebook. I'm going to plug this real quick. Vendor partnerships. If you are partnered with vendors that do not support your events, they do not support your open houses, they don't give anything back to you, I would reevaluate those partnerships in 2024. We are very good at what we do. Your vendor should be doing the exact same thing, okay? I've got 200 lenders I could call right now, but the why I use the one that I do is because he does all these different things for me. So reevaluate your vendor partnerships in 2024, please. Okay, how do I personally want to use my time? Guys, I door knocked 150 doors one time 5 years ago, and it was so scary to me that I've never been back, okay? I literally have never been back. A lot of people can do door knocking and they love it, and that's awesome. But how am I going to use my time wisely this year specifically to grow my business? I can door knock 90 to 100 doors in 3 hours, or I can do 100 social media connections in 1. What are you going to choose? I mean, I see Kristen down there with her cat crawling in her lap. She can make 100 social media connections in 1 hour, but she's not toting Kitty around to 100 different doors. So let's evaluate our specific use of time and our special use of time. A lot of people, I would guess, are going to say, well, you're directly knocking on doors of sellers here or knocking on doors of renters. Yes, you are. But as somebody said in the chat that I'm going to review in a minute, I can get all of these phone numbers and email addresses and tie them into my social media. It's not difficult, and I'm going to show you how. What can I post and when and where? Posting listings is the #1 thing you can start doing on your personal and your business page. If you do not have listings, that's fine. It's great. A lot of us don't, okay? You go into your MLS and you field search for eXp agents in your area. You call them and say, I'm an eXp agent in your area. I have a win-win situation for you. Can I run it past you? Great. Okay, I wanted to see if I could take your MLS listing and actually broadcast it on my page, on all of my social media pages to tons of eyes. I'll give you all of the credit, but if I can bring you a buyer, don't you agree that that would be a win-win for the both of us? They're never going to say no. Okay. Always use eXp listings. I'm going to say, guys, E&O insurance is very, very important. You do not want to be sharing other brokerages listings. Okay. So I'm just telling you, eXp listings, and go into other states. It doesn't have to be in your area. If you live in Boise, Idaho, and you've got 5 agents that are with eXp, go into different parts of the nation. And like Shirin had mentioned, Chat GPT and using AI, you can use that to create your captions. Go post 5 pictures of a home that you like, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but get it going. Perception is reality. I shared a few weeks ago on my social media pages that my goal this year is 45 properties. Do you know how many people messaged me and they were like, oh, I thought you were doing over 100 or over 150. Perception is reality. That's because I'm posting so much. I'm going to do tours when I don't have a client. I am showing people what MLS looks like. I'm showing them the trash bags of diapers that were left in a $500,000 home. It's not cute, but people like to see these different things. But starting with posting your listings is a #1 opportunity. That has worked for me very, very, very well for me. Property walkthroughs. A 3-minute video can turn into 6 30-second reels. This is really important because as agents, you know, we typically in Dallas, Fort Worth, I'm typically in and out of a reel showing in like 15, 20 minutes of a property. But if I show up a little bit earlier, say a little bit later, I have time to record a 3-minute video that I can not only use to promote myself as a professional, but you're working. They don't have to know that you slept in until 11 or that you haven't closed a client in 6 months, or maybe you closed 60 clients this year. Whatever it is, video content and the social media content is absolutely imperative. And here's the trick. Here's the ratio that a lot of people like to follow. 20% business, 80% real life. How many of you follow the girl that you went to high school with that now sells an MLM makeup company, or the friend that you know from college that only posts about cars? Well, do you have an interest in cars? It's like, I don't want to always follow these people. You're friends with people on social media because they know your face, or they know your voice, or they've met you in person, or they've seen you on a video. I like to say this a lot. I can scroll through my friends list, and do you know how many people I haven't even heard their voice in years and years and years? Voice is a very, very powerful thing, guys. Voice and handwriting, showing your handwriting online is also very, very received, and it has a high click-through rate. But property walkthroughs are really big. I get asked all the time, when do I post? What is the best time to post? When are people going to like my posts the more? or more. The answer is always posting now and in the moment. When you think about it, post it. It doesn't have to be pretty. As you know, everybody's on TikTok and like all of these other things. I'm not on TikTok. I'm not a dancing realtor. Okay. If I was, I'd be on TikTok. And if a lot of y'all are, then bless you, because I don't want to be torn apart by Gen Z on TikTok. So bless you. But post content now. I have been posting all day on Instagram and on Facebook about this just because I'm excited and people are messaging me, oh, you help senior citizens or you help seniors. It's like people don't know what they don't know. So put it out there. Scheduling content can also be very beneficial. You can schedule your content on Facebook and on Instagram. You just go and go to a new post, and then you can click the 3 dots and you can go to schedule it out. Maybe you don't want to post it today, but really maximize your time on how you can utilize these tools to not only connect with people, but connect with people in a passive way. You're not always looking and you're not always working. Once you start making these connections, it automatically just starts flowing to you. It's like building a dam and pulling one rock out at a time. Okay, I made one connection. Okay, I made a 30-second reel. Okay, I added this new Facebook group, a buy, sell, trade page. So all of these different methods, but you've got to start taking these rocks out. So this dam just lets go, and this money and these leads and these conversions are just flowing to your life to where you're like, whoa, I'm going to need help. That's the point you want to get to, is to needing help because you've got so much business, and we're going to get you there. Facebook business pages. You must have a Facebook business page. I don't care what you say. I'll fight you in the streets if you tell me that you don't need a Facebook business page, okay? You need a Facebook business page, and here is why. Running ads at a high level. There is no sugarcoating it. Running ads at a high level, that's the number one reason. Your number two is your presence. Having a presence in a professional business manner that's not just on your personal page. You've been posting about your children and your parents and your work and retirement, all these things for years. And then all of a sudden, back to back posts, it's all sales or all agent needs. This creates a presence for you that's separate from your personal page. You're able to link it in many different ways. And so you're able to link this professionalism rather than taking people to your personal page. More reviews. You're opening up a whole other page for review, guys. I know all 46 of you have got your Google page. Even if you're on a team, I know you have a Google page, because you should, even if you're on a team. So this allows for a separate place for people to go leave reviews. My dad is just turned 70 last month. He will never leave a Google review ever, but the man is so proud to go leave all of these Facebook 5-star reviews for the mechanic shop or the Chase Bank lady and all of these things, but it creates another avenue. If people feel pressured to one road, they typically don't take that road. If you give people more avenues to take, they're more likely to leave you reviews and feel more accepted. A Facebook business page allows you to showcase your work in a really bougie manner. Like, we're throwing all the wins over there. When somebody goes to my Facebook business page, they're like, wow, look at her. She closed 800 homes last year and she's really doing it. Then they go over to my personal page and they can see, different aspects of life. We're human beings, right? I think people tend to forget that. And then sharing for likes and follows. Having your Facebook business page, you can go and post the listings that aren't yours or your listings or whatever it may be. And you can share it to your personal page. That way friends and family can pick and choose and see what they want to see. You're not overwhelming them with all business. The secret of sales is, I like the way Red Bull goes about it. Everybody knows the company Red Bull all over the world, but Red Bull never shows a product photo. But Red Bull for exhilarating times and adrenaline and work hard and all of these things, but they never show a product photo on any of their ads. On their I think it's a cartoon on their actual commercials, but they did that, and that's what took their business to the next level. And it's absolutely incredible, because that's what a Facebook business page does for you. So going into Facebook business pages, in October, I hired Braden Kinder and his dad, Jay Kinder. If you're with eXp, you know who they are. I think he's got like 9,000 people in his downline. Really, really big presence. Honey Badger Nation, that's who they are. But I hired Braden and NAEA, and I want to show y'all, this is what one of my ads looked like. Look how simple this is. It's a picture of a new construction trophy home in North Fort Worth. And Braden went in and took this, built out this massive, massive Facebook ad. And I wanted to show y'all kind of what it's doing for me. I'm not trying to sell them at all. I don't have a partnership with them. I paid them money to do their job. They did it very well, and I made a lot of money off of them. So that's why I'm showing y'all. Any of y'all can build a Facebook ad from your business page. It's not hard. But if you want to do it strategically, I really urge you to look into different methods that would take your Facebook ad to the next level. And you're not just, you know, monotonously twiddling your thumbs every day waiting on a lead. So this one ad, I'll take you into the statistics of it too, because I just want to show you, for example, this one ad, I pulled these numbers yesterday. You can see how long ago these people came in on my Facebook ads. They're automatically set up on a drip campaign with all of their, everything Braden designed, all of their North Fort Worth new construction homes. And this is how often, or the last time they've been on my website. So you can see that as of 21 hours ago, 3 days, 5 days. But these people are real. And my husband is on this call and would vouch for me. I am fielding calls from real people on this like no other. This isn't the, hey, I saw your new construction home for sale. Can you rent it to me? No, these are people, for example, this exact thing I screenshotted from my CRM. This guy, Larry, has got no, this was a Serafino. Serafino's got a home to sell in Lubbock for $250 and looking to buy here for $230. I've got him, he's set up on $300,000 to $500,000 homes, guys. Just because you're in a certain price point doesn't mean you're not going to get other people from different price points, right? So next one, selling a home in Arlington for $400 and buying for $350. Might want to sell in 2024, but he's scared to buy. I take this through to you because these ads can be tailored whatever you want it to say. You could tag in 55 plus communities in your area. I took a call this morning with a guy that's in Houston, and it's just, he is suffocating in Houston because they don't have good 55 and up communities. He's like, I don't want to go to a senior community, but I don't want to be living near all these Gen Z people in downtown, is what he said. We have to find affordable housing for people. We have to. It's the number one thing that's needed in this nation is affordable housing, whether you're selling or whether you're buying, whether it's a forever home or whether they want to sell that forever home and get into a new way of life. We have to get them there. But how are we going to find them? So we're pulling them in from social media. We're building ads. This ad I ran, because I want to be very full disclosure with y'all. This ad I ran, I paid $10 a day for this. You could do 2, you could do 50. I do $300 a month on my ads, total, about $10 a day. And guys, it is insane the amount of leads that you'll intake. But my next question to you is, how good are you at conversion? You have to convert these leads, right? Please remember this saying. I heard this from my friend Adam Bailey. You don't have to be good or great. You just have to be available. I took a call yesterday for a $400,000 cash buyer from an agent in Phoenix. She said, hey, I Googled you and I found you. I called 8 other agents. Nobody's answered or called me back. You don't have to be good or great. You just have to be available. If you're cooking dinner with your family, well, I don't have kids yet, guys, so bear with me. But if you're in a situation to where you might not just want to take the call, that's typically when the best time to take the call is. If you're driving and you feel very overwhelmed, it could be the best time to take the call. You're at a softball game with your kids, it could be the best time to take the call. Typically, I have found if you're questioning it in your mind, I don't want to take this call right now, answer the call. So that's what I've done with this. I got all of these leads and I just started taking calls. It's not always fun. It's not always at the most convenient time, but it's a lot harder to be broke than to answer a call when you don't want to. I'm telling you from experience, it's a lot harder to be broke than to have a drunk monkey on your shoulder. That's a Keller Williams thing, but that's a drunk monkey on your shoulder saying, you don't need to answer this call. You'll get another lead. They'll call you back. They won't, because they're going to call 8 other people until somebody answers the freaking phone. Okay. So one of the leads that came in through, you can see on the left, came in through Facebook ads on November 13th. November 13th, this guy came in. He called me last Friday at 9:30 p.m. I had a 45-minute call with him. I'm selling his home in Arlington, Texas, and they're purchasing a new construction home. I didn't want to answer that call at 9:30, guys. And I know other agents that are big into texting and things like that. But your doctor's not texting you to tell you, yeah, man, you tore your ACL and you're going to need surgery in 3 weeks. We are professionals. We make a lot of money to do what we do. And my friend Mark Anthony Ball, who is a realtor with eXp out of San Antonio, says, is your work worth what you're being paid? Are you half butting everything that you're doing in life? Is your work worth what you're being paid? So I had to send 118 emails to this guy, all automatically. I didn't send these. My CRM did. I use Lofty because I know that's going to be a question. I use Lofty for my CRM, which was Chime. But I had to send this guy 118 emails until he actually called me and said, I've got a home to sell and I want to purchase a home, okay? So we have to stay on them. It's one thing getting a bunch of leads in, but if you get the lead in and start conversations and then they fall off and you forget about them, then we're not closing deals, we're closing relationships. Who's looking at my Facebook ads? I thought this was, and I'm showing you all of the statistics on this specific Facebook ad. So who's looking at this Facebook ad? This is awesome. Love this. So this is the amount of impressions. You can see, you know, really between like 2,000 to 3,000. Look at the ages of this, of that Facebook ad. 57% women, 42% men, but look at the ages. All right here. A, women look at houses. We know that. If you're a woman, I know you look at houses because you're just like me, but look at these statistics right here at these ages, 35 and up. It's right where we need to be. That's right where Facebook is. I'm not necessarily, you know, really tailored to the 18 to 24 market on Facebook. On Instagram, absolutely. But I'm not going to go to a mechanic shop to go get my blood pressure checked. Right? You can't be looking down one avenue for a separate result. That's not going to come from that. It's a waste of time. Why would you do that? Run a Facebook ad that is strategic to your business, strategic to what you specialize in. I don't specialize in senior network or senior work necessarily like Shirin does. Okay. So tailor what you're actually good at, what you're passionate about. You can obviously tell I'm passionate about this. People know I have energy about this because I want people to make a shit ton of money. I'm very, very passionate about it. I don't like the statistic that the 80% of agents drop out in the first 2 years. That's not fair. eXp has created a massive environment for things like this to succeed at a high level. Another way, so pivoting, another way to take those listings, guys, that I have found that works really well for me is posting them to Facebook groups. If you Google Detroit real estate on Facebook, and on the left-hand side, you go click groups, it'll pull up all the Detroit real estate groups. It doesn't have to be, so you can see on here, some of these will say, if you have a property for sale, post it. If you're looking for real estate deals, post it. If you're looking for this, post it, okay? It's going to be at this point more about putting a massive amount of volume out. Real estate is a contact sport. We have to make as many contacts as possible. But even tying this into Texas real estate or senior real estate, Texas 55 and up communities, Texas senior communities, Detroit senior living. Think about different things, and I'm going to show you an app that'll help you with this, but think about different things in your area that are lacking. What do they not have? Do they have 55 and up communities? Do they have programs like Shirin has that can can connect you to all different vendors and feel safe and trusted? Because we are in the business, I tell people all day, I am better than Google. If anything to do with real estate, if you think of anything to do with real estate, I'm better than Google. Google could not outperform any vendor that I send you, any numbers that I send you, anybody that I connect you to. You have to be better than the source that they want to go to, which is always Zillow. That's the secret. They're all on Zillow. Okay. So we're reeling them back. But posting to the buy, sell, trade pages, posting to the real estate pages. And what are you posting? You're posting the listings that you shared from other agents. You're posting about homestead exemptions. You're posting about senior benefits for closing costs. You're posting about all of these different things, but be purposeful. It doesn't have to be 20 different things. Pick two. Pick two and then go post them to 10 different groups and see what kind of feedback you get. It's a lot of information. It's very overwhelming. And I want to remind you, I've got a QR code at the end that y'all can scan to get on a one-on-one with me, okay? Because I would absolutely love it. Let me go back to this real quick because I remember a question being in the chat and I don't want to skip it. Okay, actually, somebody asked, how do I get email addresses for people that have been in their homes for 30 years? Number one, contact your title companies. Your title companies, if they're a good title company, they will have lists. They can pull them from anywhere. They're a freaking title company. It's their job. They can pull lists of homeowners in the length of time that they've been in those homes. And then you take that list and you run it right along My Plus Leads. There, I'm going to list off two different ones, My Plus Leads and Mojo Sells. You can just purchase the data from those, but you get phone numbers, email addresses, time that's in the home, who's likely to sell, all of these different things. But that's how you get the email addresses. That's how you get the phone numbers. Make your title companies work. That's what I got to say. I love my title companies and my title girls because they know I'm going to be asking for them to work and they do it at a really high level. Okay. Why you're muted. If you feel like not a lot of people are seeing your posts anymore as they were a few years ago, Facebook and Instagram brought out the mute feature. You don't have to unfriend somebody. You can just mute them and never see their post again. And I mute people all day long. Why is that? It's because they're putting out information that doesn't serve me or that I don't find value in. I'm not muting my best friend's kids, right? But if you're only putting out stuff about whatever it may be or politics, automatic mute for me. So we have to think about how are we creating our personal pages? How are we creating our business pages? And what do we look like to everybody? When you scroll through Facebook and Instagram, who are you annoyed by? Who do you want to mute? It's not always a fun conversation, but we have to think like that. Not everybody's going to like me and that's okay, but I'm a really good agent. I'm an even better marketer. So we don't want people to mute us. And the way that we can do that is really following that 20% business, 80% personal on your personal pages. Just don't bore people. People are bored now. The average person is looking at a video for 4 seconds online before they move on. It's like the brain of a goldfish, okay? You have to be on top of mind. People forget about you. Like that spring mix that's sitting in the back of your fridge right now that you forgot about. People are going to forget about you, okay? Okay. A couple apps to simplify social media for you. ChatGPT is number one. They've got a free service. I would use this. Dive into this. You hear people talk about it, guys, and it's really not that difficult. At the very least, start with, hey, I'm Lauren. I'm 34 years old. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I enjoy real estate and I have a lot of friends. I'm creating a post. I want to find buyers. Put out simple things like that and just get used to working with it. This is what you're going to take to create all of your captions for those shared listings. This is what you're going to take to have those conversations at a higher level with all the leads that come in. Mini chat, major. If you are somebody that is overwhelmed with Facebook Messenger, Mini chat is incredible because somebody can message you and say, hey, I saw your post, I'm interested in buying, or hey, Eve, what do you think about dinner next Thursday? Mini chat takes your messages from Facebook Messenger and Instagram and filters them and notifies you, but also can send back automatic responses to buy you time. If you cannot respond immediately, you have to have something to buy you time, and mini chat is going to be that. Opus clip, write this one down. This is a really big one. If you want to do property walkthrough videos, film your 3 or 4 minute video, pop it into Opus clip. It bop, boop, beep, boop, sends you out 6 to 8 different shorter reels and videos, and you can go put those anywhere. You can attach them to your emails. Go send out 40 different emails to your freaking doctor's offices or your kids' PTA meeting. But go send out these videos. The thing that you want to have is you want to have a database and a bank of content. You want to have something that you can always go and pull information out from, and listing tours are a massive, massive opportunity. It just is, because it doesn't matter if you walked through it last January, you still walk through that property and you can go back and revisit all of the statistics on that. Okay. If you're going to show property, I would really urge you to show up 15 minutes before and start getting comfortable with doing a couple of videos and just banking them and putting them in a photo album. Okay. My QR code, here she is in all her glory. Okay. So if y'all scan this, it's going to take you to my flow code page. It's going to break down Facebook funnels. It's going to give you my Calendly link. If this was too much for you and you want to hop on a 15-minute call with me, let's do it. My cell phone's on there. My Facebook's on there. I also lead a free coaching for agents on Facebook called Agent Clubhouse. But guys, I have a true passion for helping people win, helping people succeed, helping people make money, and helping people connect. This is a contact sport, and the more connections you make, the more money you will make. And again, I'm going to say it before I stop sharing my screen. It is a lot harder to be broke than it is to make the calls or to make the connections. Okay. I think that is it.
Thank you very much. That was awesome. That was awesome. And we still have like 4 minutes. That's great. What a lot of information. And so that website is flowcode.com.
Yes. And then we've got some questions. Linda said she missed that about the title companies. So if anybody wants to find out addresses, how long people have been in homes, your title company, you give them, say, 3 different neighborhoods. I want the homeowner information of these 3 different neighborhoods. They can tell you how long they've lived there. They can tell you all of these different things about them. But you will go to your title company and then get the information from My Plus Leads or Mojo Sells. There's a lot of different programs that can sell you the data, but neighborhood data is really, really important. So that's where you'd go, Linda. Suzanne, can't go and video someone's property in Canada without getting the seller's written permission. My first thing that's interesting, I know Canada's wheels off right now though, but Suzanne, thanks for saying that. My next best thing to do would be doing a video of the neighborhood. If you can't do a specific home, broadcast the neighborhood. We're in Post Oak Estates today. We've got 5 houses for sale. They've got all community mailboxes in a neighborhood pool kind of thing. So that's what I would do. It doesn't have to be about the house. You can make it about the neighborhood or community. Local businesses, I know I had that on there. But going and connecting with your small local businesses means a lot to them, guys. It also will help you capitalize on your local market. They can share it to all of their social media pages. You share it. You look like a freaking savior because you're, small business advocate and community advocate, which is what we want. But tying it into the senior network, even to go broadcast we've got senior facilities here, senior activity facilities at every city. There's so many different things that people don't know that are advantageous to whatever age group you're in, honestly.
Yeah, I just want to add to that. I love what you said, Lauren. Like it's one of the things that I do, and to your point, all of these facilities they love, and I just told them, hey, I'm gonna come and do a walkthrough of your facility, and I'm gonna record it, right? I just do a quick little walkthrough, and then I say I'm gonna post it on our YouTube channel. I'm gonna explain what it is. You can walk with me. You can be on a video or not. That sometimes
Right.
they're comfortable, but they love it. It's publicity for them basically, and it's a content for us, right? It just shows how well we know our community and our facilities that we are actually talking about.
And it takes the pressure off people contacting you and asking you, right? Not everybody knows about what assisted living looks like. Not everybody knows what buying after the age of 65 looks like.
Yeah.
Not everybody knows these things. And you can't assume that people do, but we're automatically being a resource for people. I, of course, want to maximize everybody's time. Please feel free to get on my calendar or contact Shirin. We love our community. We love young professionals, but more so, it's interesting, guys. I think you'd agree with me to be at a brokerage that encourages you to dive into other groups with other age groups and other diversities. You can see I'm very white. I am a part of eXp Latino. I love being a part of eXp Senior Network. It's a really, really awesome place to be. And I'm really grateful that all of you are here today. So use this as a resource. If nobody needs anything else, I'm done, Eve.
Great, that's great. I just put in the chat that we already have our next Empower Hour scheduled for February 9th. We're going to talk about for more marketing and tracking analytics, creating the analytics and tracking those analytics. Kind of,
Awesome.
I guess, a more technical one with Stephen. Oh shoot, what are they?
Yes,
Kimberly Mooney. Yes.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
and we're talking about this recording is going to be on our eXp Seniors Network group feed, and Morgan's going to upload it to the DEI eXp YouTube channel. And Jim, please wrap it up with big thanks to everybody. Thanks.
Well, how about that? I have to follow that. There is just no way I can follow those presentations that just happened. You guys are fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And thanks for giving us that opportunity to learn more. So, you know, I took a picture of that, of your QR code, and by God, I'm going to be knocking on your door here in the next week or so too, just to get more information. So
Please
thank
do.
you so much for being part of it. And hopefully you'll continue to be part of it.
Yes, and I absolutely
Definitely.
love it. And I want to say, guys, next week you've got two. If you think I brought the energy, Stephen Norris is like 2 times me. Next
my
week is going to be an incredible class for eXp Senior Network. You're going to learn a lot for them. So I hope y'all have a blessed day. And again, if you didn't make over 6 figures last year, it's the last year, baby. We're taking territory. We're making money. We're pushing out our competition to where they feel so forced out. They're scared. Okay.
Yeah, they are.
Thank you guys for having
us.
me.
Have a
Thank
great
you,
day.
everybody.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.